Who you want to bring? Who is this boy? ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां दयाकरं दयाकारं दान्तं धर्मप्रवर्तकं प्रणमामि दयानन्दम् मदाचार्यवरं परम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We saw yesterday the whole spoof of the Jagat in verses 6 and 7. That which we call sorrow, samsara. What is that samsara? Swapnavat, swapnatulyaha, that which is as might as well be a dream. The whole idea of comparing samsara to a dream is that from the dream you automatically wake up, from samsara you have to deliberately decide to wake up. Approach the Guru before the sleep so that the Guru can wake you up. Okay? That's just a joke, but that's the idea. Is that in the dream, prarabdha wakes you up. Correct? Yeah, prarabdha is the cause of sleep. Prarabdha is the cause of awakening. Because it's always a mystery. The person is sleeping very heavily, and you call their name, Rama, Krishna, what happens? They get up. How? How do they get up? This is something which is always extremely interesting. How on earth do they get up when the name is called? Because sleep, everything is in laya. What happens to the ear? The ear is where? In Laya. Eyes are where? Laya. So, sleeping person, how do they wake up? The answer is prarabdha. You go to sleep because of prarabdha. You enjoy a certain quality of sleep because of prarabdha. And you wake up also why? Because of prarabdha. So, that is why the person who can sleep well is said to be very fortunate, very lucky person. Why? Good karma, punya. Sleep is punya. And then waking up is also, whether it's punya or papa, you decide. Okay? What it is? Prarabdha. Waking up is also what? Prarabdha. Now, samsara swapnatulyo hi ragadveshadi sankulaha samsaraha swapnatulyo hi. When you equate the samsara to the dream, this is a very good analogy except for one particular point. What is that point? From the dream you wake up automatically, prarabdha. From the sleep of ignorance and the sleep of samsara, as we are seeing in the Bhagavad Gita also, ya nisha sarva bhutanam, that verse, from the sleep of ajnanam, from the sleep of anyatha jnanam, waking up is not automatic. Why? From the sleep and dream, the vyavaharika, the empirical experience of sleep and dream, you wake up because of prarabdha. From the self-ignorance, you wake up because of what is called purushartha. You have to choose, you have to desire to get up. So don't go away after this verse thinking that, oh, from dream, from nightmare, automatically I woke up. And from this nightmarish samsara also, somehow, someday, some life, I will wake up. It will not happen. It will not happen. Why? Moksha is not prarabdha based. Moksha is not karma phala. If moksha were to be karma phala, there would be no students and all the swamis would be unemployed. Really, no job for us. Because you are not in decision of whether you get moksha or not. Who is in decision? Bhagavan, karma phala data. You. Some people are chosen to get moksha, and the other people still keep on laboring in samsara, belaboring samsara. This is not the situation. That's why Pujya Swamiji would smile when everybody, all the students and grihasthas, everybody would take their horoscopes, okay, scope of horrors. They would take their horoscopes to him and say, the only one question, what was that? Will I get moksha, Swamiji? Am I going to get moksha? Here, please read and see. He would always smile. Yeah. You can never tell from the horoscope. This is why. Because it's not prarabdha. You can never tell from the horoscope if somebody is going to get moksha. Why? Purushartha, it's based on your free will and your actions that you initiate, powered by that free will. So it is not karma phala, because moksha is not based on what? Karma. Moksha is not based on karma. So for something that is not based on karma, how can it be a fruit of action when it is not based on action at all? Besides, are you going to get moksha? No, you are already mukta purusha. You have to choose to know that I am free, and for the one who chooses, moksha comes. Yes, from the horoscope you can tell many other things. You can look at the 5th house and tell all the planets there and the aspects and everything. 5th house is the house of Purva Punya. Paunaf Punyena Shravanam Kuryat. There is a saying. So Paunaf Punyena means again and again from previous punya alone. Because of the certain punya, there is a certain set of circumstances in one's life that gravitate one towards this knowledge. There are many slips between the Shravanam and the ears. Yes. One may one may be sick of samsara, but one doesn't know where to go. An unfortunate person can take recourse to what? Drinks, drugs, so many things, substance abuse. And then type number 2, who is type number 2? Somebody who is very much interested in spirituality, and then ends up, goes ashram hopping, goes guru shopping, and then what? After ashram hopping and guru shopping, you land with a wrong, not wrong, wrong means if you are desiring moksha, then everything else is wrong. So you end up with some kind of a modality for which is not going to give you what you want. You choose a guru who is in forever maunam. Okay? Yeah. And what do you want here? Shabda pramana. How are you going to get this? One person came to Swamiji and said, now I feel very guilty because my heart is given to that guru, but the guru, some gurus at least write on the slate or something. This person is not writing, not communicating, just sits in maunam. But now I want to study with you, I feel very guilty, what should I do? Swamiji gave an ingenious solution. Swamiji said, go to him, bow at his feet and say, please bless me to study with Svatmavidyananda. And he's not going to say anything. So then you can come here and study. And that's how that brahmachari came. So like this, the prarabdha is operating in those areas, ending up in the wrong place, ending up with some kind of self-styled God woman, God man, no parampara, no sampradaya. The person is teaching whatever they want, or the person is just charismatic and manipulating everybody's heart, whoever is going, because the person is a big megalomaniac, wants a lot of sycophants around him or her. So that all is part of prarabdha, could be, but the desire for moksha is already ingrained. It's an uncultivated desire that has to be chosen to pursue. So therefore there is a small little, don't go away thinking that just like from the sleep and dream I wake up, then I'll also wake up from this nightmare of samsara. That was verse 6, just to go over. And then verse 7, tavat satyam jagad bhati shuktika rajatai yatha yavat na jnayate brahma sarvadhishtanam advayam. Yavat sarvadhishtanam advayam brahma na jnayate tavat jagat satyam vibhati shuktika rajatam yatha. This is how to make it into a prose sentence. It is called anvaya. So yavat, until which time this Brahman, which is what? Advaya. Only one. You can't even say one of a kind. Kind means it should come under a certain category. There are no categories, no kind. It alone is. It alone is. Okay? And so, there is no kind, no category, no nothing. It alone is. So, tavat, yavat, this sarva adhishtanam. Adhishthana means the adhi plus tha. And sometimes it is translated as, what is that word? I'm blanking out, but there is a word. Substratum, yes. Adhi, sub, and then stha to stay, stratum. We don't like this word because it doesn't convey anything, and then therefore the word adhishthanam must be translated as the truth, without whose presence nothing else can exist. That is, and everything else is. That is not, nothing else is. Sarva adhishthanam. Sarva means what? The whole jagat. Namarupatmakam jagat. Characharatmakam jagat. Sthavara jangamam jagat. This jagat comprising moving things, unmoving things, stationary things, moving things, and sentient things, insentient things, and a whole slew of namas and rupas. Some people say this jagat is just random. Suddenly a bunch of molecules form themselves into a human being. Suddenly a bunch of molecules, stem cells, formed themselves into kidney, into brain, into liver. And then what? One bunch of molecules got married to another bunch of molecules. And then why does it rain at certain times? Random. So these random vadinaha, they don't accept this sarva adhishthanam, that there is one adhisthana, one knowledge, one existence, which is all knowledge. They cannot accept, even if it is crores of years, they will not accept that. But for all these random people, you have to say, you have to look at the body and their own body and say, how come the stem cells, stem cells can become anything. That's why there is so much research being conducted on stem cells. So the stem cells can be in the laboratory made to become brain cells, made to become skin cells. That's why they are called master cells, stem cells. So if everything is random, how come the stem cells did not form into the kidney in the place of your brain? How come? Imagine if that were the case, whatever you thought, whatever knowledge you gained would keep on leaking because wrong stem cells. And how come the brain stem cells did not become into the stomach? So you cannot accept this random thing, and therefore and we cannot prove it either. This is not a matter for proof. This is Shastra Pramana. Ishvara, Brahman, Sarva Adhisthana is not a matter for proof. It is you, first of all. Secondly, it cannot be proven because the agent that you use to prove it will become bigger than that which we are saying is limitless. Limitlessly present, limitlessly knowledgeable. Therefore, it's not a matter for inference or deduction. Induction, deduction, no. Therefore, the pramana has to come from outside the scheme of things to tell us that this is the nature of Ishvara. What is the nature of Ishvara? Sarvasya adhishthanam advayam brahma. This is the nature. Ishvara you can take, consciousness you can take, either way it's the same. Since sarva is kept, sarva means everything. So since we are talking of everything, it is Ishvara. Brahman as Ishvara. So everything is Ishvara, and the truth of everything is Ishvara. It's all Satchit, Satchit, Satchit along with Namarupa. Namarupa being Mithya, keeps changing, keeps getting subject to Vikara, and then keeps going away. New Namarupas come, but quote unquote underneath every Namarupa is what? Satchit Ananda. And what is that? Advayam Brahma. Only when it is Advayam can there be Ananda. Because what happens if there is Dvaya, Dvaita? Fear comes. Dvaitadhi bhayam bhavati. Anando na bhavati. Bhayam hi bhavati. So if there is duality, there cannot be Ananda. Therefore it is Advayam Brahma. sarvasya adhishthanam Brahma. Sat and Ananda are highlighted here. The Sat of everything, the truth of everything, the basis of everything. This is what is Brahman. This yavat na jnayate, until you don't know Brahman in this manner, what happens? Tavat, until that time, everything is real. Every single feeling that comes in the heart is real. And then what else is real? The weather is real. Now raining, oh no. Now hot, oh no. Now nice, yeah. Oh, but then again it became hot. That's why it's called weather. You don't know whether it's going to rain or not. Yeah. So this is the everything is changeable, mutable, and if there is anything immutable, it is Brahman, which is the truth of you. So until you know this, what will happen? Everything is real. Real means what? Non-negatable. Abadhitam sat. So when this definition of Sat is applied to everything else in the universe, every changeable, mutable thing you say is abadhitam, non-negatable, then one is in the thick and the throes of samsara. Sorrow, abadhitam sat, sorrow is sat. Sorrow is sat, fear is sat for this person. And then all animosity is sat. This person looked at me badly, sat, this is real. This person did not give me their gulab jamun, sat, real. Why should they give you their gulab jamun? Because by the time I came in line, the gulab jamuns were emptied, nothing was there. I thought this person will share. They did not share. They saw me coming up and right in front of me they ate it fully. This is real, non-negatable. Oh no, I'm never going to look at them again. I'm never going to speak to them again. That too is real. My decision is real. And that they did this to me, that is also real. And now we are not talking to one another like Navagrahas. That person is facing this way, this person is facing this way. That is also what? Real. Everything becomes real. In fact, everything means what? Mithya. Mithya becomes real. This is actually the problem with certain Buddhist, what is that called? Shakhas. They have got mithya down. Everything is mithya, 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 they say. We also say that. And it looks similar, but where is the point of departure? The point of departure is that they have the onion philosophy. What is the onion philosophy? You keep peeling, 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 and then underneath what is there? Nothing. Not every Buddhist recension says nothing. There are some which are very close to Vedanta, but I am talking of those which generally we know. We don't buy into the onion philosophy. First of all, we don't eat onions, so therefore why bring that as an example? Okay. Why? Because we cannot negate the peeler. Who is the one who is peeling everything and saying there is nothing, 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 nothing? If you negate the peeler, this is not a philosophy that is very appealing. See the truth of that. Totally. So you can't negate the negator. That's the first problem. Second problem, with this kind of a philosophy, what is the philosophy? Everything is mithya, that is what we are discussing. With this everything is mithya philosophy is okay as long as there is something that is satyam. This mithya should be standing on the shoulders of something that is not mithya, then only you can appreciate mithya. If there is no satyam, what would happen? Sadly, mithya would become satyam. Mithya becomes satyam. And when mithya becomes satyam, then what? Ram Nam Satya hai for the studies. That's all. The studies have to go bury themselves. That is all it is. There is nothing more to study. What else is there? That's why we do not follow this premise that the world is the cause of sorrow. That's where the departure is. World is not the cause of sorrow. World is the cause of Ananda. World is caused by Ananda. Everything is Ananda. Some things, of course, are Ananda by what? By their presence. Some things are Ananda. Certain other things, like what? Cockroaches, etc., Ananda through their absence, total absence. So, therefore, the Ananda does not get cut out. That Ananda is what I want, that Ananda is what I am. Based on that Ananda, the whole samsara is. So, the sad, sorrowful samsara is based on what? Ananda. Each time you cry, remember that it is the Ananda that is holding up the tears, that is allowing the tears to flow. And so, Mithya without Satyam has the danger of Mithya becoming Satyam. So, the Vedanta philosophy is very, very clear about the Pramana, Vedanta Shastra, showing that there is Adhishthana and that alone is non-negatable. After you negate everything else, you have to come to the place that is non-negatable. And how do we know that Brahman is non-negatable? I will ask my favorite question here. Are you here? Then that means Brahman is here. Why? I am Brahman. No other reason. I am this Brahman, I am this self-evident Brahman that doesn't need to be made evident by another means of knowledge, another consciousness, and that is the last resort. That is the Sarvashraya, as though Ashraya of everything, Adhishthana of everything. Until this is known, every single piece of Mithya will become what? Satyam, 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 Satyam. And each time I confront something that is Mithya as Satyam, sorrow grows, anger rises, and then pain, divisions, all these things start thriving and start building their bodies and doing kasrat on your head. They start doing exercises and weightlifting and all that, because the more you nurture Mithya, the stronger it gets. You shouldn't give Mithya the time of day. Excuse me, what time is it? None of your business. Go away. I don't even recognize you as an asker of the time. Go away. That's what you have to say. And so, 7th verse clinches it, 6 and 7 verses, very beautiful. And then now we look at the 8th verse. Satchidatmanyanusyute Nitye Vishnau Prakalpitaha Vyaktayo Vividha Sarvaha Kahatake Katakadivat Satchidatmanyanusyute Nitye Vishnau Prakalpitaha Vyaktayo Vividha Sarvaha Hatake Katakadivat. Satchidatmani Anusyute. Anusyute means that which is Otaprota. Otaprota means interwoven. Ota and Prota in English, how do you translate? Warp and woof. Warp is this threads, it's a weaving metaphor. Threads coming like this is called warp. And then with a little thing, machine, you go and make the thread go in between the threads which are hanging. This thread goes like this, like this, like this, and then when you operate that machine, at least in the olden times, during the Industrial Revolution, it would, each time you finished one line, it would go woof, woof, woof. So warp and woof, before that it was called weft, W-E-F-T, warp and weft or warp and woof. So warp and woof means what? Anusyuta. It is all interwoven, means inextricably interwoven, so much so that you cannot look at the Jagat and pick out Satchidatma. This is Satchidatma. This is Satchidatma and that is Namarupa. No, it is inextricably interwoven. What? Satyam and Mithya, or as though interwoven as the threads, the warp and the woof are as it were interwoven, meaning you cannot extricate them except cognitively. Cognitively understanding yourself as Sat, Mithya is completely negated. Mithya is negated. So here, very nice verse. Satchidatmani anusyute. Anusyute means from this Satchidatma. Sadatma and Chidatma. Atma is what? I. Who is this I? The non-negatable truth of everything. Sat and Chit. And what is this? The nature of this non-negatable truth? Is it Jada or is it Chetana? Chetana. It is alive, it is sentient without needing a head. It is all knowledge, all sentience, and it happens to be existent and sentient. And this is as though the whole Jagat is as though interwoven in this Satchidananda, the whole Jagat lies. So, how Nitye Vishnu? Vishnu here, don't think Mahavishnu. Nitye Vishnu. It's not Sati Saptami, okay? Both of them are in seventh case. And then when we see two words in seventh case and we are trying out our wings in Sanskrit, what do we come to the conclusion? Sati Saptami. Absolute locative construction. Meaning when, then. No. Here it is straightforward Adhikarana Saptami, locative construction with Nitye qualifying adjectively the word Vishnu. Nitye Vishnu Prakalpitaha. What is this Vishnu? Sarva Vyapakatvat Vishnu. Not some Mahavishnu, don't think of this. That is not what we are talking about. See, there is a pratyaya, a suffix called Ishnuch. Ishnuch. The cha goes away. Don't ask me how. That is for later. Cha goes away. And then what is left? Ishnu. Ishnu. Cha goes away. After I say cha goes away, you should not say what is left means Ishnuch. No. Ishnu is left. Ishnu is left, and that, after undergoing certain changes, is added to the Pratipadika, and therefore we have words like Vishnu, Jishnu, Prabhavishnu. All these words come where? In the Vishnu Sahasranama, all these words come. Jishnu, Prabhavishnu, Vishnu, etc. The V in the Vishnu stands for Vyapakam, Sarva Vyapakam, that which is all pervasive. That's why Mahavishnu becomes the Adhishthana Devata of the legs and the feet. Because of the feet only, I am all pervasive. Small pervasive, I only go around the ashram and maybe around the Ganga, one can say. Small pervasive, but still, even to go here and there, what do we need? The feet. So if you have paid attention to the Laghunyasa that is chanted during your bedtime in the temple, so if you have paid attention to Laghunyasa, the various deities, the Adhishthana Devata of various body parts are invoked and sanctified before the Rudram is chanted. Padayor Vishnustisthatu. May Vishnu, who is the Adhisthana Devata of the feet, abide in its place so that I get good movement. Everyday leg problem, foot problem is not there. So why is Vishnu the Adhisthana Devata of the feet? Because the word Vishnu means the one that is all pervasive. Let my feet also with his blessings be what? All pervasive. Very beautiful it is. So, Nitye Vishnau Prakalpitaha. What Prakalpitaha? Vyaktayaha, Vividhaha, Sarvaha. Prakalpitaha means imaginarily superimposed. We are just looking at the translation, so just wait. After that, we'll see the whole thing. What is superimposed as it were? Vyaktayaha, Sarvaha. All that is Vyakta. Vyakta, manifest. Avyakta, unmanifest, demanifest. This is what the whole Jagat is. We don't talk about the Jagat as a Srishti, creation, as much as we talk about as a Abhivyakti, manifestation. So the Jivas are kicking and kicking. Like the baby is kicking the mother from the womb. And what is it saying? When will I be born? When will I be born? I want to exercise my hands and legs. The karmendriyas are already active. It knows how to kick, it knows how to move the hand, it knows how to move the leg. Like this, the jiva, in the undifferentiated Brahman, because of Maya Shakti, they also start to kick. And then, what does the jiva say? Let me out, I have desires to fulfill. Up till now the desires were sleeping, therefore I was also sleeping. When the desires wake up and stretch and demand coffee, I am also awake. And so now the desires are awake. Create for me a universe, O Lord, so that I can get my desires fulfilled. Let me out, let me out, let me out. Each jiva screams, and then, lo and behold, the Jagat is there. The jivas who are in what form? Avyakta. Vyaktaya sarvaha. This is what is said in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. Avyaktat vyaktaya sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame ratriagame praliyante. And then again at the end of the cycle of creation, they all go back to laya, sleep, undifferentiation. This is how the Jagat comes, quote unquote, and the Jagat goes. There is no coming, no going. There is an abhivyakti and a laya. There is a vyakta, this is vyakta and avyakta. So there is no coming and going, because in the Vedanta philosophy, we don't have this theology of the Jagat being separate from Bhagavan. Then it would not be Vedanta at all. We don't have this philosophy. Even Dvaitins and Vishishtadvaitins, ultimately they say what? What is the goal of life is to merge with Bhagavan. That they will also say that. So this whole thing of Bhagavan being away from the universe, or the source of the universe, Satchidatma being away from the universe, is not there. Therefore it is what? Anusyuta. Anusyuta. Then the example, of course, follows at the very end. What is that? Hataka. Hataka is gold. It comes in the Ashtotra, morning Ashtotra, that is chanted for Adiguru Dakshinamurti. Hatakabha jata jutaya namaha. The one who has golden dreadlocks. Dreadlocks are there, jata, and then what are they? Hataka. Because why? We imagine that the rising sun coming from the east is shining on these shiny dreadlocks and then making them have a golden hue. Hataka, hatakasya abha yasya. Yasya jatayaha hatakabha jataha. That is the one for whose jata the golden light, it appears golden. Why? The light of the sun is shining on the locks of hair. So from there we know Hataka means what? Gold. Abba. Little Arthaspuranam did take place, but after a little gap. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, little synapsis was there, no problem, but at least the answer came. Yes. So, Hatake, in the gold, what happens? Katakadivat. See, very nice alliteration. Hatake, Katakadivat. This is why it is poetry. This is why we can't compose like this. Very beautiful it is. Alliteration, where the same ta sound is coming again and again, hitting the tongue. And so, Hatake, Kataka. The ka and the ta together. Hataka, Kataka. You see how it rhymes and the repeated sounds are there. Hataka, gold. Kataka means what? Bangle, bracelet. Adipadat, every other piece of jewelry you can imagine, you can think of. Bracelet, anklet, armlet, any other let, okay, made of gold. What is that? It is the example. So, just like all the ornaments, this is our wonderful ornament gold example, nothing new. Just put it in a fancy way, that's all. Very beautiful example. So, all the ornaments come from what? Gold. Resolve into what? Gold. And even while they are alive, sustained by what? Gold. Similarly, all the Vyaktayaha means the manifest aspects, manifest vastus, things in the Jagat are coming out of what? No, you have to look at the verse and tell me the correct answer. First line, what is there? Coming after? Satchidatma. Sustained by what? Satchidatma. What is wrong with everybody today? Yeah. Sustained by what? Resolve into what? So, this is the Darshtanta. This is what is exemplified by the last line, Drishtanta, Hataka and Kataka. Now, the word Prakalpitaha, they have to, this needs a little bit of explanation. I saved the best for the last, okay. So, Prakalpitaha needs explanation. Why? Because there are two kinds of things. When you talk of Adhisthana or Adhara, the support, Ashraya, then you also talk of that which takes refuge in that place of refuge, Adheya or Ashrita. Both are same. If you are using the word Ashrita, that which has taken refuge, then on the other side there is Ashraya and Ashrita, otherwise there is Adhara, support, Adheya, that which takes support. So the Adhara will always be in the seventh case and the Adheya will be in the first case. The Adhara means what? Location. That's how we get the word grammatically Adhikarana, Adhara. So, what is in the seventh case here? Nitye Vishnu. Both are in the seventh case. What is Vishnu? It is Nitya. What is this Vishnu? It is Brahman. It is Satchidatma alone. So, in every line the poet cannot say Satchidatmani. He's already said that. So, therefore, Nitye Vishnu. Nitya Vishnu. So, there are two kinds of Adhara Adheya Sambandha. First one is a real Adhara and real Adheya, which requires two things. Like, for example, I can say glasses, Adheya, and the case in which they go, what? Adhara. This is how it is in the world. So I kept something in a box. I kept some puja items in one box. Puja items, Adhara or Adheya? Adheya. And the box, Adhara. This is what is called the real Adhara Adheya. Real means vyavaharically real. But this cannot be the case with the Jagat and Satchidatma. If this, let's say, this glasasthani becomes what? Jagat. This is Satchidatma. Sad Satchidatma, but nonetheless. Okay, so then now the Jagat is in the Adhara called Satchidatma. What's wrong with this picture? Both belong to, both then become the same order of reality. Brahman is reduced to becoming Adhara. If Brahman becomes Adhara, then it cannot be Adheya. It cannot be the truth of the Adheya. If Brahman becomes Ashrita, then Ashraya, then Ashrita will be what? Separate from Brahman, like even the glasses are separate from the case. Nobody says the glasses have become the case. Who will say that? Only if you are a basket case, you will say glasses have become one with the case. There is no case. There is no oneness here. Adhara is as real as the Adheya when we talk of the Vyavaharika Satta. Different rules apply in the Paramarthika Satta, because how many Paramarthika Sattas are there? One. So anything that is taking refuge or taking its being from that very thing, what is that? That has to be a so-called Adhara. Prakalpita Adhara. That Brahman upon which the causality is as though superimposed. Very, very deep this verse is. Don't think it is so small and then we can quickly gloss over and go. We can't. So that which is called Adhara, what must it be? It must be separate from the Adheya. That's what we see. In the pot I put some coins. In the vessel I put some milk. This is what we think. But if we are talking of Brahman, Brahman as Adhara cannot be real, because it will get stuck to the status of being Adhara, the cause of everything. Jagat Karanam Brahma, the Karanatvam is Mithya. Mithya Adhyaropita Karanam. The Karanam is as though superimposed upon that reality which is free of being cause, and then we are at the other end we have to say free of being effect as well. What is Brahman? Neither cause nor effect. Effect is prakalpita. That which we call effect is ashrita. And adheya. The adheya, the ashrita is prakalpita, imagined, superimposed as though. Upon this karana, Jagat Karanam Brahma, and on the Brahman side, what do we have to see? The Karanatvam is also what? Superimposed. Karyatvam, the status of being effect, superimposed upon that Brahman, free of Karana and then free of Karya as well. Only then the limitlessness will work. Satchidatmani Anusyuta. And what is that? Nitye Sarve Vyaktayah. All the things that are manifest and have a certain Namarupa plus Satchidatma, that was already said, are what? Prakalpita. They are as though taking refuge in Brahman. This is very nicely described in verses 3 and 4 of the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. First he says, Matsthani sarva bhutani nachahanteshvavasthitah. Everything has its being in me. I am not having my being in them. They have their being in me. And you are just registering the truth. You are writing the notes. And the very next line, what does it say? Nacha matsthani bhutani. Even if you don't know Sanskrit, think of the first line. Read the first line. Matsthani sarva bhutani. And then next one, Nacha matsthani bhutani. Even if you don't know Sanskrit, you know the meaning of the word na. What is the meaning of the word na? No. The very next sentence, the very next stanza negates that. Nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame, hey Arjuna, pashyame yogam aishwaram. Look at my magic here. Look at my overlordship. What kind of an overlordship it is? First I say, yes, all the things have their being in me alone, because there is no Jagat without Brahman. But what is the relationship of Jagat and Brahman, which is described here in the second line? It has to be a prakalpita relationship, because you cannot have the Jagat being the adheya and being located in Brahman, which is the adhara. Because the Jagat and the Brahman do not belong to the same order of reality. Mithya Jagat, Satyam Brahma. And that Satyam Brahma is Anantam Brahma without any limits. And without any limits means it cannot be stuck being the ashraya of everything. Understood? Say yes even if you want to say no. Okay, yeah, good. Fantastic. So then, Nitye Atmani, Nitye Vishnau Prakalpitaha. Prakalpitaha means, even though it talks about the ashrita here, ashritaha sarve, everything that takes refuge is prakalpitaha. The word prakalpita also must be extended to the adhishthana. The adhishthana also is what? Has got the ashraya relationship. The ashraya ashrita relationship itself is what? Prakalpita. So then, nitya prakalpitaha. Then what's the third line? Vyaktayah. What is prakalpita? Vividhaha. Vividhaha means based on the manner of birth, we have many forms. Jara yujaha, born of human beings, straight away mammals. What else? Udbhijaha, bhumim udbhidya jayante, that which break open the earth and come out. What are they? Plants, trees, the whole flora. And then we have andajaha. Andajaha means what? Born of egg. Andat jayate andajaha. So, jayate iti jaha. That which is born is called jaha, short form. So, andajaha, udbhijaha, jarayujaha, and then shvetajaha. Shvetajaha means born of humidity, moisture. You keep a bottle of rice in a cupboard. Not in northern Europe, okay, in India, okay, where the humidity level has to be high. Don't make the rice. You are on a rice-free diet, let's say, for 3 months or 4 months. Then after that you say, oh, I think I will have the rice. And if you go to the bottle, what will you find? Yeah, small things. You can't say, I'll have the rice. You'll have to immediately become non-vegetarian if you're going to eat that. Yeah. And they're all feasting over the rice. And you're surprised. Airtight bottle. And I had kept it. How was it born? Shvetajaha. Certain things are born because of the humidity. And so, vividhaha means based on the manner of birth, we can say. And vividhaha, we can also say those that move, those that don't move, those that are sentient, those that are insentient. These are 2 different categories, because things that don't move can be sentient. Like what? Trees. And then things that move can be insentient. Like what? Wind. So, this is 2 different categorizations. So, everything, sentient, insentient, moving, unmoving, all of them vyaktayah, as though born. Why? Because Brahman is not really the author, the agent of the Jagat. The causality is as though superimposed upon that is free of being cause. And when we say all this Namarupa is Brahman alone, that Namarupa being Brahman as an effect is also a superimposition. So therefore, this Brahman is neither cause nor effect. And then the example, of course, is a stellar example, where the ornament, the bangle cannot say, I am an effect of gold. If it says I am an effect of gold, it becomes samsari bangle. Samsari bangle it becomes. Sad bangle. Very sad bangle. Samsari bangle. And the chain also cannot say, I am an effect of gold. If it said that, it would have ajnanam. It would have ajnanam of the adhisthana. And then what would happen? The chain would be jealous of the bangle. See, whenever she does namaste, this bangle is seen. Whenever she goes to the meeting and shakes hand, the bangle is seen. And I have so many precious stones and everything. And this woman is a hypochondriac. She always dresses in panchakosha. Little bit she sneezes, she puts on 5 sweaters. And I'm not admired by the world. I need, I'm underappreciated, I'm underestimated, I'm unloved. And look at this stupid bangle, hogging all the attention. Silly thing. Do you think the bangle is happy? No. That too is jealous of the chain. Yeah. That too says, look at this woman. She has OCD. She's always washing her hands, and I used to be so bright. Now I am all very just, terrible, dull color. And then plus she is very clumsy. She turns around and bang. And then she goes this way and then bang. I used to be so chubby, now full of dents. Everywhere I'm banged around. That's why I'm called Bangle. Then what happened? The chain prayed, Oh Lord, next life. Hey Vishnu, next life, make me what? Make me Bangle. Bangle also prayed. Bangle said, you're not the only one who can pray. I can also pray. What did the Bangle say? Hey Bhagavan, make me chain. This is why Bhagavan doesn't need cable TV, because every jiva is a reality channel. Highly entertained Bhagavan is. What did Bhagavan say? Tathastu. Next life, chain becomes bangle, bangle becomes chain. Are they happy? Briefly. Briefly they are happy. The chain, who is now the bangle, says, aha, this is more like life. I should be seen, I should be heard, I should be around everybody, I should be appreciated. For 10-15 minutes it was very happy, until it had its first encounter with water. Oh, too cold. The chain was very protected. In its past life, now it is as a bangle. Before, when it was a chain, in its past life it was very protected, not used to this. And next time she turned around, she hit the bangle against the table, and then it said, oh my God, what just happened? I fainted, couldn't handle this. What is going on? It was just all the time being just jostled, and it developed a permanent tremble. And then what happened to the bangle? What is the bangle now? The bangle is now what? Chain. The bangle turned chain, again was happy for the first 15 minutes. Aha! Now I am in the heart of this woman. I am right where the heart is. Yes, this is my place. This is where I belong. And wonderful, until she sneezed and put on a sweater. And the chain, which was the bangle, was used to a lot of air, sunshine. It felt claustrophobic. It felt like it was going to die. It said, no, cannot be, what is going on? And then both of them prayed again. The chain turned bangle. What did it say? Oh Lord, make me back to chain. Bangle turned chain. What did it say? Make me back to bangle. This is how all the jivas keep reincarnating until one knows. And the redemption for the ornament is to know that it is non-separate from gold. The shine of the ornament belongs to the gold. The weight of the ornament belongs to the gold. The color of the ornament belongs to the gold. The ornament is nothing but gold. Gold is not any one ornament. The redemption of the chain and bangle is in understanding this. And the redemption of the jiva, the liberation of the jiva, is in understanding what? Brahman as myself. That all that is here is Brahman. And what am I? What is this jiva? Namarupa. Just the Namarupa alone is there, but the Namarupa is what? Is Anusyuta. Anusyuta. The Namarupa cannot exist on its own. Cannot exist on its own. Brahman is the as though Adhara of all Namarupas without really becoming the Adhara. I am neither cause nor effect. I am that Brahman which as though upholds all the Namarupas without becoming any one of them. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo